Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we are making my January setup and the theme I chose was serpents. Why? Because it's the year of the serpent according to the Chinese calendar and I was born on a year of the serpent as well. So I wanted to make a theme about it. And yes, I know that the Chinese New Year is only on the end of January, but I really wanted to start 2025 with a bang, and this was perfect for that because I went all out for this theme. So, starting with the big drawing of the serpent that I'm going to put on the cover page, I sketched it on a piece of sticker paper first, and to color it, I'm using my Ohuhu alcohol markers. I'll try to give the references for all the colors on the description. And I went with a red, gray and black color palette. I knew that I wanted red to be the main color of this theme, so I used first the lighter red to color all the spots on the serpent, and then the lighter gray to color the rest of the body. A little break to give Cindy some cuddles because she decided that it was a very good time to ask for attention. But now, continuing the work, after the base colors were done, I just went with a deeper red to make the shadows on the spots and the darker gray and black for the shadows on the body. The black I'm only using for the really dark shadows to give some depth to the drawing. And to know where I was going to put the shadows, I picked where the light source was coming from. So I just had to define the shadows according to that. In this case, I chose the light source to come from the top right, so the shadows are all going to be on the bottom left. After I defined the zones of the shadows, I went over the transition with the base colors to make them blend a little more. For the final touches, I used my gold pen to go over the outline of the spots to make them stand out against the gray and the black. And also, it's a nice touch to bring gold into the theme. Of course, the serpent is all stylized. I'm just following the main shapes of the body according to a reference photo and coloring it as I want. Okay, so now we're going to put the serpent on the cover page, and I'm cutting along the line of the binding to make sure it doesn't affect it and it doesn't lift the sticker paper with time. For the title, actually the font that I chose for this theme is the only thing that I regret. Maybe I should have gone with another font. I was trying to make this serif, elegant, but still a bit bold type of font. But I don't know, I'm not very happy with how it came out, but it's done, so we're going with it. And then to make up for it, I tried to make a drop shadow with a gold pen, but I also didn't like it, so I didn't do it for the rest of the theme. To complement and bring something more to the theme, I decided to draw my favorite flower, the red spider lily. Really loose, not very defined, because I didn't want to draw the attention from the serpent, but I still wanted to have a little something there, so I just drew some flowers with the fineliner nib of my Ohuhu water-based markers and colored a little bit of the center with the red marker. I'm using the water-based markers to draw directly on the page because, of course, if I use the alcohol markers, it would bleed through the paper. So for this, I can use the other markers and leave the alcohol ones to the sticker paper. Moving on, this next spread is for my calendar, and this is my favorite spread of this entire setup. I really like how I did the layout and the decorations. And so, starting with another serpent, of course, but this one is very little. It's actually so cute. I'm going to speed through this one because it's the same technique as the other one. With the title done, we can now make the calendar, and I'm only using the left page for that because I'm leaving the right page for a to-do list and also the decorations. And instead of following the shape of the calendar, I'm drawing the entire box and making these little corners because I found this very elegant, and I'm making them with a thicker fineliner and using a smaller nib for the lines inside. For the days, I use the red marker and the gold pen for the days of the week, and other smaller titles like the important section on the bottom and the to-do list on the right page. And to separate the boxes that I'm not going to use on the calendar, I use this mild cold gray mild liner to color those boxes and also color every second line of the important section, just so I can define the space to write and also bring something subtle to the page. Also, throughout this setup, I'm going to use this paper that comes from a pack of paper that I bought at a local store. It's a little thicker, more like cardboard, but it's still fine. I didn't use it on the cover page because I didn't know where to put it, so it's only from now on. And I love the design. It is this deep red with some diamond shapes and gold gilding that really goes well with the theme because the diamonds remind me of snake scales. Okay, so now we're starting the weeklies, and for the first one, I made this layout since it's only for 5 days. I like to start my weeks on a Monday and make a whole weekly that ends on a Sunday. So in this case, I had to only make space for 5 days instead of 7. Again, it's the same outline as the calendar with these corners that I made with the thicker fine liner, and on the top of each box I'm writing the days of the week along with the numbers with my gold pen. For the rest of the setup, I made the drawings of the serpents ahead of time because it's the same technique over and over again, so to gain some time, I made them off camera. And in this one, I'm using 2 parts, one for each corner to look like the serpent is behind the boxes, and then drawing the red spider lilies. This next one is very simple. If you saw my November setup, I made a similar weekly but with Dutch doors, and this consists on making the functional parts on the middle of the spread and leaving each side for decoration. Here I'm making the same boxes and I'm only using the red paper to decorate. The next weekly I made the boxes taller, so the functional part is on the middle across the spread, and I'm making the circles on the top to put the days. This one was inspired by this spread that I saw on Pinterest, and I really liked it, so I had to try it. And since it only fits 6 boxes this way, I divided the last one in two to make space for the weekend. And while the gold pen dried, I decided to start on the decorations. I used some scraps from the red paper and put it on the bottom and on the top to keep things balanced. Then I returned to the boxes and finished them with the days of the week. And to finish the spread, I drew some more flowers. We're on the final weekly, and this one will contain the final 2 weeks of January because the last week is only 5 days as the first did. So it made sense to keep them together, so I didn't need to make another weekly. And since I'm combining 12 days, I made 6 on the top and 6 on the bottom of the spread and used the space in the middle to put this long strip of sticker paper with a serpent to look like she's moving between the boxes. And of course, to keep things consistent, I made the boxes as all the others and used the gold pen for the days. And to finish, I had to do some spider lilies. The next spread is for my habits and mood tracker. And I think this year I'm making these two trackers an on and off thing because I'm not really using them. But again, when I'm more busy, I don't really focus on the trackers. So we'll see how it goes. But maybe some months I'm going to do them and some I'm not. I still haven't decided anything, so I'm going to see how I'm using them, and if it's still useful for me, I will make them. So now talking about this one, I'm making the boxes similar to the others and I'm only tracking 4 habits: reading, gaming, drawing, and gym. I'm making more products because I'm really trying to start a small business, but it's more for 2026 than 2025. But of course, I want to go ahead and start drawing them, at least the ideas. So I want to really focus on it, and I'm also starting to go again to the gym for January. As I said on the bullet journal setup that I did for my mom, if you didn't see it, I'm going with her. It's a goal of ours. And with the habits done, I'm drawing a serpent for the mood tracker, and I'm using the spots to color in my mood for each day of the month. I chose 3 different shades of red to color the spots on the snake. And since the body is not a part of the tracker, I'm coloring it with the gray and the beige. Moving on to the final spread of this setup, I decided this one was going to be my reflection spread. And since January is the first month of the year, I want to do a quick check-in for some things at the end of the month. So I made 4 sections. The currently is where I'm going to put the things I'm watching, reading, and listening at the time. Then my thoughts section is for me to write about the things that happened in January and some other things that I might want to write about. Then the goals for the month, what it was, if I reached each goal, so on and so forth. And the important section is for literally anything important that I might want to reference in the future or something to remember. I made each title with a similar outline to the boxes, wrote each of them with a gold pen, and used my gray marker to color every second line. It's finally time for the final flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a little different than usual because I mostly do themes according to the season, but sometimes you have to make something different. So give a like and subscribe. And I also have a discount code for Evie in the description, so check it out if you want some new stationery for 2025. And tell me in the comments which Chinese zodiac are you according to the year you were born. Was it rabbit, the dragon, the dog? I'm the snake, my mom is the dragon, and my dad is the tiger, so I want to see others too. If you want some more inspiration and something different than this theme, keep an eye on for the next video because it's going to be the January setup for my mom's journal. And also the setup of my reading journal is coming very soon, which I'm very excited about, so stay tuned. And I hope you have an amazing beginning of 2025, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!